From the tack room to one of Virginia's true grain-to-glass distilleries, Ragged Branch has built the story one barrel at a time. In this Bottle Share, Part 2, we step inside of the West Campus inside of Augusta County with founder Alex Toomy and co-host Bo Hammond to taste our way through 3 expressions defining what Ragged Branch legacy is. First, we have the signature bourbon, classic and balanced, a bourbon's drinker's bourbon. Then we have the Bumgardner recipe, the revival of the 1820 Augusta County whiskey brought back to life. And finally, the Cowboy Cut, a barrel-proof wheated bourbon with bold character and unmistakable finish. This is more than just a tasting, it's a story in 3 pours. Cheers, my friends, and enjoy your Ragged Branch tasting. This ain't working, this is living. Yeah, so we're gonna do a quick tasting here and talk about these and again, share this with the group and get them to go out and buy a bunch of Ragged Branch for you.
Yeah.
So, what are we gonna start with?
I guess how you want to end barrel proof wise.
Oh, I don't care. You take us on your journey. I don't mind proof.
Well, we'll start with the signature then.
All right. I like that.
Bootleg had to throw his comments in there.
Yeah, Bootleg's the dog that's been here since you started, right?
Yeah.
Old lab.
He's built everything.
He's built everything.
The building bootlegger builds. It's so funny, you know. He's a construction dog. He loves it. Yeah, he loves going job site.
He used to go on the sites and stuff?
Oh, yeah, he goes to all sites. I mean, when he gets here in the morning, it's just like he's on a construction site. He goes, checks out all his favorite spots.
That's perfect.
Here's his name, so he's coming to see us. Come on.
Hey, buddy.
Oh, he's been laying down.
Yeah.
There's no cheeseburgers over here.
Hello, baby.
Yeah, I love it.
All right, so we're doing the
Signature, yeah. It's 90 proof.
Yeah.
I like to tell people this is bourbon drinkers bourbon. I mean, this is just a great mixer. I personally, drink bourbon and diet ginger because I'm a volume drinker.
That's fair.
Professional, we call it.
Yeah.
Professional. Some people
So I need to dilute it slowly down.
That's fair.
Cheers.
Very classic flavors. To me, I mean.
It's just old school rye bourbon.
Yeah.
Everything old school about it. All these barrels are 5.5 years in one barrel.
Yeah. It's nice. You get the sweet up front, get the rye, but it's not overpowering rye. It's not like, but in the finish, that rye just kind of hangs around. It's very nice.
It's got a better finish. Like, I cheated and had a little bit of the rye this morning just to get in the Ragged Branch flavor, in the mode, to be a true professional.
Yeah.
And actually, this is a nicer finish to me than that rye has, than the pure rye has.
I would say
not that it's bad, but it's longer.
Yeah.
It's different.
No, and of your product, your Cowboy Cut is probably my favorite. Anytime I can,
But you're also
Albemarle County tasting room, if they have it on the shelf, a couple of those bottles end up at the house very quickly.
Yeah, good.
Brian's also a has to be higher proof to really enjoy guy, right? Not has to be.
It doesn't have to. I don't mind a whiskey that punches back.
You throw a 116 on there, it's going to be in Brian's cabinets.
I don't mind a whiskey that'll fight a little bit. Reminds me I'm alive.
Yeah.
But
that's just damn good bourbon.
It is good. Yeah.
You can taste that it was clean distillate going in that barrel. There's nothing offensive about that.
It's funny you say that because you let us tip a little bit into that distillate. I think it has that purity right there. You
taste that clean.
I think you can.
I call it cleanness. Yeah. It's clean distillate.
No, this is a very good whiskey. This should be on everybody's shelves.
So
I agree.
Is the water, I guess I asked, you have these tanks out here, are you pumping off of a well, you get them some brought in?
Well, everything, all our cooling water is recycled.
Yeah, okay.
So we don't have that. So we're pulling our batch water from a well, a limestone well right out front here.
Okay,
so.
good.
It's nice.
Well, thank you.
I would say clean would be a great word for this.
This could be the start of the end of my Tuesday.
Yeah.
I've done so many early mornings. I'm at 9 o'clock in the morning, literally drinking. I'm just like,
Yeah, I'm just better on the camera in the morning.
that's fair. No, I think the worst it's been, it was 8:30 in the morning and I was filming and I'm literally drinking like high proof, and I'm just like, it was like 10 and I'm like, I just need to go sit down for a while.
We got to remember, we drink for a living.
That's true.
So, I mean, when we're putting together batches, we're putting them together in the morning.
Yeah.
That still starts making at 9 in the morning, and you're tasting that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you got to be able to handle it.
Yeah. Well, it helps if you do it over a long enough time too.
Yeah.
Experience is always a nice factor. Yeah.
So explain the Bumgardner to us.
So the Bumgardner
Okay.
is a great story, I think. So J. Bumgardner was a distiller in Augusta County, and he started in 1820.
Okay.
And so I was reading this book that Tom, one of our distillers, brought to the distillery, and it was called Grist Mills and Distilleries of the Shenandoah Valley. And so I sat down, I don't know what, it's raining or something, and I read it, and I could not believe the history of Augusta County distilleries and grist mills. Grist mills speckle the landscape in the Shenandoah Valley. I need to just not limit it to Augusta, Shenandoah Valley. I mean, right down the road here is a grist mill that my dad's attorney owned, that I helped him turn into a hydroelectric plant when I was 16. And that grist mill was in the book.
Yeah.
And they made whiskey on the farm next to that grist mill using that grain, using that mill from that.
Was that more common? I mean, when you've got everything you need on that land, you're doing it farm to bottle, right? But back then it was farm to living, right? And you had to do everything.
Yeah.
So you had to make. So was that actually more common to have that usage of a grist mill making?
It's a lot of both. There was something else in what I read in my research that Shenandoah Valley flour was what the 49ers were using to make the first sourdough bread in California and washing it down with Valley whiskey.
Yeah. It's funny.
And so there were a lot of small distilleries that were making whiskey and just using the product before it went bad.
Yeah.
And then, helping their bottom line. In the census they did, and this is in the book, that there a lot of farms claimed as property their still.
Oh, yeah.
So J. Bumgardner in 1820 is a prolific whiskey maker, and they're aging barrels 5 to 7 years.
Yeah.
They're aging whiskey in Augusta County. Actually, I've got it traced back to 1798.
Wow.
So they're aging whiskey in barrels. In Augusta County, back then they called it pure old rye whiskey. Is the two main guys that were doing it. And so J. Bumgardner was about 6 miles down the road here. So I called the oldest person I knew, which was my mom's attorney, and said, "Hey, do you know any Bumgardners?" And he goes, "Well, I'm sure Judge Bumgardner would know."
Well, that just sounds like he should be.
He should know.
Judge Bumgardner.
I mean, thank God I didn't know any judges' names.
That's right. I haven't run across him yet.
No, I haven't run across him yet. So he'd been retired for a long time. He's 85, and I called him up and I left a message, and his nephew called me back, and we had this conversation about Bumgardner. Well, it turns out that the family was very interested in their heritage.
Yeah.
So I met them here, but when this was under construction, and they had the handwritten recipe from 1820. They had this label, which is the label from 1820 with some adjustments because of the federal stuff. And the recipe was the most important part because the recipe was a bourbon recipe.
Yeah.
They were making bourbon before bourbon was called bourbon.
Nice.
Wow.
It was over, 51% corn.
Yeah.
It was a higher rye, a low malt, and I'm sure it had low malt because malting your own malt was torture.
Yeah, back then.
And so we made a deal, and he had the brand that they used to brand the barrels in 1820.
Wow.
So we ran that whiskey.
I can't believe that. And so that would have been what year here? I mean, you just moved up here recently, right?
This is what's in this bottle is a recipe that we had, a mash bill that my guys and I had worked out years before, that we were calling our secretariat every day.
Yeah.
But it was very close to the Bumgardner recipe.
Yeah.
We ended up making the exact Bumgardner recipe, and they came over, Judge Bumgardner came over and branded the barrels.
Wow.
That's cool.
So
He still had all that though after all that time, and it hadn't been pilfered.
Oh yeah,
creation of the craft.
they were very excited. They're
That's
very
awesome.
excited about this brand, and so we just basically resurrected an Augusta County brand that was, a big part of this area
Yeah.
for years.
That's
So I
cool.
think a big part of having a nice bottle on the shelf, especially when it looks good with a label, is having that story behind it. And if you're, again, you start talking about.
Oh no, it's all about it.
Virginia.
Yeah,
story
the
behind
good
it.
thing about it is you Google J. Bumgardner. I mean, it's got this history laid out for you. So I'm really proud of putting that together. And the Bumgardner barrels that we make, we'll do special releases with those.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know what we'll call them or what it'll look like, but I mean, it's still aging up in there.
Yeah.
But this was something I had this recipe. This was a recipe that we did on our own, just coincidentally, to change things up a little bit after gaining confidence in my abilities.
Yeah.
And I have great guys too that are, on top of things. And that's what it is.
That's awesome.
Let me go get the glass and pour us out.
That is a good story.
Reminds me
Look at
of,
that.
so I mean, we're collecting these stories, right? So you got, cut this stuff out, right? But you got the Blind Preacher with a story there. You got the Hannisville Rye recipe is an 1800s some
Everything's a
recipe
story.
from Martinsburg, West Virginia. So I was just telling him, my father and I run nothing like yours, but a farm that my grandfather had bought after he got done being a dairyman.
Everything's a story.
And we just do a little horse boarding operation, make our own hay, that type of thing, on it, right? But at least it's something to keep the land active. There's a little distillery just down from our farm called Black Draft, and the ambiance isn't maybe everything that we would love when we went up there, but the whiskey is a Hannisville rye, and it's an 1800s recipe from the old Martinsburg distillery, and you can find raised glass bottles that have that emblem and stuff on them from back in the 1800s where the Hannisville recipe had been passed down. So, if nothing else, they say, what's that? And you're like, well, here's the story behind it. It's just fun to create that conversation when you're having a pour with some friends.
Yeah, so this is our J. Bumgardner, and this, is in Virginia, it's $29.99.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
I've actually seen that on the shelf. I haven't yet to try this. My ABC guy knows me very well. I'm in there all the time.
Gotta find the good ABCs.
You do.
Appreciates a good whiskey. They do vary.
Yeah.
No, they vary a lot. Proof's down. All right.
90 proof.
Okay, 90 proof still?
That's smooth. I like that. A little sweeter, in my opinion.
It is.
Yeah.
I think it's less malt than the other ones.
Yeah.
That's what it.
A little sweeter, not as long a finish. Very smooth, though.
Very smooth. Very easy drinker.
Yeah.
And then, nice.
You'd have a hard time deciding. You might have two dailies. Can you have two dailies? That's legal in the whiskey world.
Yeah,
right? You
you
can have two
find
dailies.
You
Do
could.
that? Daily one, daily two.
So that worked out good for us.
Love the story. So is that, without delving into your trade secrets in any way, shape, or form, but so when you do something like this, obviously others are searching that story. You lock that type of stuff up in some way, shape, or form to make sure that Bumgardner's yours. And
Yeah, we have a deal with the family.
good,
Yeah.
nice.
It's actually, I think your signature kind of overrode it. Now I've had a couple sips. it's actually come out a little bit more.
Yeah.
So I'm pulling more notes than I did in the first couple of sips. It was very. So you didn't want to give up the fight, and then I think the Bumgardner is nice.
Is it a similar mash to the signature? I mean,
it's less malt.
Less malt, but
Yeah, a little
rye. I get the pepper in the back of my throat as I taste it down.
Yeah.
A little bit more of the rye spice.
It's a little stronger rye.
Signature. Yeah.
And you get a little bit of, you get a little of that alcohol at the end, where the signature was just clean all the way through. It's very nice whiskey.
Yeah, thank you.
Very nice whiskey.
That's good.
Very good.
Have to decide here.
Well, then the best ones is yet to
I
come.
know it's yet to come.
We have had that one.
I equate myself with that. We had that one sitting on your porch down in Charlottesville.
That's right.
We both went down and had a flight one time, just kind of starting this little gig that we were playing around with, or he was playing around with.
Yeah.
And that was a not much better setting than white whiskey.
Nah, like I said, that piece of property, and then to get also they have very good meat there. I have brought home.
We've been on a hold on the meat.
Okay, I used to, during COVID and all that, we used to go there all the time and stock up on meat. And then I have a friend of mine that loves y'all's product. I mean, absolutely loves it. He's out there all the time, and he'd be like, all right, I'm picking up meat. You need anything? Yeah. So, but no, I think, so you're on a hold on the meat out there?
Yeah, we'll get going on beef again. It's just tough because I need a better system.
Yeah.
Because I ended up having thousands of pounds of hamburger left. You know, you sell all the prime cuts in 10 minutes on a Friday afternoon when it's fresh in the freezer, and then you have all this hamburger. And then you can't get enough of the hamburger, you know, at restaurants and stuff to cover the cost of everything. So, and we were getting this going, so I just said, we don't have time right now to do it. So what we need to do is we need to have a different system where we put together beef boxes where it has a fillet and a sirloin, but also has 4 packs of hamburger.
Yeah.
Because that's how it comes off the cow.
Yeah, and you buy a box with this at whatever price it is.
Yeah.
Now, you know, to do that, you need to have a really big case. And you got to have a guy that sits in the walk-in freezing his butt off and sorting it out. So, but that's the way I'm going to have to do it.
Yeah.
Because I just can't get that hamburger piles up.
Yeah.
And then I have to yard sell it to some restaurant, and now, you know, we not making him. I need to at least make wages on the beef to do it, and we weren't doing that.
That's fair.
But it's good.
Yeah.
And you know, the price I thought was fair.
It was.
Yeah. So.
Are you in the guy that helps us make hay on the farm we have? We split it with him because he's got a cow farm and we just do horses, or board horses. And he keeps a herd of cows, and he will sell off and butcher and sell that, but he also kind of keeps rotating calves, and he'll raise them to a point, sell them, get them young, raise them to a point, sell them. And he says it's been one of the best couple of years of the cattle market, but you're not necessarily doing that, so how's that?
Well, I've got a bunch of old cows, and you know, they're getting old. I need to do something with them, but.
Well, they're employees. They eat your.
Yeah.
I view them more as employees. They eat your waste.
I'm attached to these the cows I have now.
Do they have names?
No.
Oh, okay.
I know them.
You waiting for him to say something like bootleg?
Yeah.
Cast 1, cast 2, cast 3.
Here comes Fred. He's one of our favorites. He's got a little limp.
You can't name your cows too much because you do end up having to do something with them.
You got to move them out.
You got to quell the herd at some point,
A
right?
friend of mine who just does a couple cows for himself at a place over here in Grotto's area, he names his by Whopper, Big Mac. It keeps him in the right mindset
Whopper,
where it's going to
Big Mac.
eventually be.
Yeah. No, we just.
He's out back.
I mean, we have to have so many cattle all the time that we keep different programs. We have mom, cow-calf operation that we always keep going. And then, you know, I backgrounded steers, you know, in the summers. But what I enjoy doing the most right now is, and we did it during a drought like a couple years ago the first time, where we went to the stockyard, and I know the guy that runs the stockyard, and he bought old skinny cows that were not getting grass, you know. They might not have been that old. Some of them were old, some of them weren't. They were just had one thing in common. They needed to be fed.
Right.
and we have feed. And so those cows put on 350 pounds each over the winter.
Whiskey mash.
Yeah, and had calves.
Yeah.
And I would say 70% of them had calves.
It's a resurrection feed.
Yeah.
Resurrection feed. I get it.
Yes, I mean, they really did well. And you know what? They're not trying to kill you.
Yeah.
You know, those fat steers, and you feed fat steers, I mean, they're crazy.
They just want to be fed again.
They're crazy and wild, and, you know, they're trying to run over you. I mean, boy, I've had some wild steer stories. But those mama cows are like, thank you. Thank you for bringing us here and feeding us warm oatmeal every day.
This is like utopia.
Yeah, thank you.
They're like, we won the lottery.
Yeah.
That's fair. So give us a little background about the Cowboy Cut.
So the Cowboy Cut came around. I actually did it to irritate a couple of my partners. And
It's the best way. Irritate friends.
That's right. Come on. That's what friendship
but
is.
it was just a single barrel. I did a single barrel of a whiskey that was really good, and we needed one as a release at the tasting room, release only, and it had a different label, and it had a picture of me on the label, which I thought was funny. But it was sold, but the name stuck.
Yeah.
And the Cowboy Cut, what that represents is, I used to ride cutting horses, right? And you're sorting off a cow and keeping it going. And I was doing similar things in the barn. I was sorting off these good barrels, you know, sticking them where I know them, right? Sticking that one over here. And so people really like the name.
Yeah.
They like the name Cowboy Cut. These barrels are all 7 years old. Some of them are 6, some of them are 8. It doesn't matter. I'm just using good barrels.
Yeah.
I have that. All our other wheated is bottled and bond, where I have to use a row of barrels for the same season. There's no, whatever. It's like a vintage.
Yep.
Depending on the weather is how these barrels are going to taste, and every batch could be different. This Cowboy Cut, I can go take a 6-year-old barrel, 7-year-old barrel, 8-year-old barrel that I've got cut off to the side and make this recipe. The reason we decided to do it was we did tons of barrel programs all across the country. Mm-hmm. And 95% of the barrel programs ended up being barrel-proof wheated bourbon.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, the public has told you what they want. So we named it the Cowboy Cut, and that's how I make batches of that.
Nice.
Sometimes you just got to listen to what's being said, right?
Yeah. And we needed a barrel-proof expression, you know.
Bootleg, I love you, bud.
A pit bull does the same thing. It takes him all about 5 minutes to get into a good, solid snore. You can definitely tell that it's got a little bit higher on that proof side.
Yeah, and it's...
That's okay. That's good.
I don't even know which batch this is. 116 proof.
Is that where it holds most of the time? Is the range? You decide,
Well, we started our entry proof at different levels. So there's some barrels that are 125.
Yeah.
All of the barrels eventually will be 115 entry.
Yeah.
But that's got that big front end sweet wheat flavor.
It does.
Got a good aroma. And for 116 proof, it's smooth on the
It
back.
drinks really well.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I think the nose, to me, again, you're getting that bakery wheat vanilla.
Yeah.
Just that huge sweetness. And it does have a little bit of, there's a little spice in there as well, which you don't always get from a wheated. And I mean, like I said, this is by far my favorite.
Yeah, it's just, it's like people ask me, what's it taste like? I said, it tastes like damn good bourbon to me.
That's exactly. This is the best way to frame it.
We play with the tasting wheels and trying to figure out what we're pulling in notes, and it's always fun for me to do it and then go listen to what somebody else did, because they don't know any damn more than I do. It's what my palate tasted, and whether you like it or don't like it, and what you can pull from it. And sometimes you're concocting because you just like it, but you think you're trying to figure a flavor. So it's been fun for us to kind of play with that. I'll give you one though, because he likes when I say creme brulee, because he thinks I'm just trying to upscale vanilla. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So snickerdoodle.
Snickerdoodle?
Snickerdoodle. You get a little cinnamony, you get a little baking cookie type thing.
In our brochure, it says like taking a bite out of a sugar cookie.
Sugar, okay, well, all right, I wouldn't say, I thought I had a little bit more cinnamon and stuff to it in there, nutmeg or whatever it is you put.
You just read his body. You just read the
I
write
did
up.
not.
All right. Come on now. No, it's funny because when we do tastings now, we do 3 words. It's like,
Yeah, which is tough.
it's like, what are the 3 components that you pull the most? Like, don't get lost in the verbiage of insanity. When people start talking peanut dust, and I don't even know what that is.
Cardamom's always my favorite.
Cardamom.
Yeah.
There's a ton of cardamom written into some tasting notes.
I know.
I mean, when I put together a batch, I'm going for 3 things. It's got to have aroma, good aroma, good front end, sweet flavor, whatever, of rye or wheat, and then it's got to be smooth on the back. I mean, I just don't want to be punished on the back. And so,
these are all
so you're putting out like Cowboy Cut. You put together a batch of that. You already know the barrels are good, but if the aromas, needs a little help, then we'll go find a big aroma barrel.
Yeah.
If it's a little burning on the back, then we'll go find one that's really smooth.
Yeah. No, I think in the mouthfeel, like I said, with y'all, you do a really good job through the whole line. It's never super dry. You always have a good mouth texture. So there's that oiliness to it, which to me shows me you know what you're doing. And
it comes from the pots.
Yeah.
The pot column combo.
That's knowing you guys know what you're doing on the distillant.
So we have to, because we had a little discussion beforehand, so a little cheating, but we did all bourbons, right? And I told you that this morning I cheated, and I said it earlier here, it had the rye. And you said you hate the rye just because you hate to make it, but it's not because you necessarily hate it or people don't love the taste. It's who basically communicated to you they don't like the rye?
The cattle.
The cattle, I love it.
Cattle don't like rye mash.
So your employees are fighting back from you.
We all don't enjoy doing it. It's a different cooking process.
Yeah.
And the big thing for me is the yield. I mean, you make 25% less whiskey a day with the same cost of the distillery. Yeah. And so, I made some excellent barrels of straight rye. Mm-hmm. And I have a bunch of them over in the barn. They're 7 years old right now. But, when you're trying to figure out, 5-6 years from now what you're going to sell, you don't want to lower that production.
Yeah.
And for me, making the bourbons it's what I enjoy, it's what we enjoy.
You do well with them, man.
We do it. We make straight rye.
Yeah.
And the only reason we started making it was I had a bunch of rye left over from the time we started making the signature. Mm-hmm. Had all this rye left over, and Whistle Pig was big, and Dave had helped Whistle Pig get going, and they were getting all this hype, and I'm like, Dave, give me that Whistle Pig recipe. So he gave it to me over the phone, and we made straight rye.
Yeah.
And I have some unbelievable barrels of it. The price is the reason it's so high is because I don't want to sell it. I don't want to sell it.
What is it that drives that yield difference? Is it just the way that the rye cooks?
It's a starch.
Oh, okay. Yeah, doesn't have as much, so you don't feel as much. Yeah, interesting.
Because that straight rye doesn't have any corn in it.
Yeah.
I know. I saw. Yeah.
But
good.
Overall, really fine whiskeys. I really enjoyed your signature bourbon. I have to circle back. I haven't had that in a while. Cowboy Cut, like I said, I really love it. Like I said, I think the Bumgardner will have to hit the shelves at the house.
Yeah, that story's really good.
So
it's got to go on the shelf for sure.
Yeah.
No, I've really enjoyed this. Thank you for your time, Alex.
Oh, thanks for coming out.
Yeah, and where can they find you online?
RaggedBranch.com and all Virginia ABC stores and Florida ABC stores and I guess ask for it in DC. I don't know where it is.
I don't know where, that's fair. But we thank you again. If you have a chance, go find the Albemarle County while it's still running. And then, of course, it'll be out here in Augusta County before too long. So thank you again, and we appreciate your time.
Oh, yeah. My pleasure.
Thank you, Alex. Here's one final pour. Big thanks to Alex and the Ragged Branch crew for sharing this story and their whiskey. Drop us some 3-word tasting notes inside the comments, as well as drop them inside of Pour Decisions. We had the Signature, the Bumgardner, and the Cowboy Cut. What one do you plan on putting on your shelf? Don't forget to subscribe and join us on future bottle shares. Cheers, my friend.